Well, today is truly the end of an era here at PIX11. Our Mary Murphy is retiring after 4 decades of bringing New Yorkers the best of the best in journalism. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Erin E. LeBeau.
And I'm Shirley Chan. Mary is the definition of what a reporter should be. A person who does not stop digging until she gets an answer. And today we celebrate her long and successful career.
Yeah, and Mary joins us now. And we know, Mary, this was not an easy decision for you.
No, not at all. So we're going to chat first? Is that what? Yeah, no. Usually I don't even have a chance to talk, right?
It's just hard to even hear those words that Mary Murphy is retiring and to say those words. Yeah,
the R word doesn't really resonate with me, but it was a decision I made. It was a hard decision, but I wanted to have a little more flexibility in my life. And what's really resonating with me is that my mother turned 90 back in June, and she is the original Mary Murphy. She was born Mary Murphy in County Galway, Ireland, and she was there at the beginning of my career, and she is still there now at the end of my local news career. Biggest supporter. And Mom, I know you started as saying when you turned 90, and I'm going to say it back to you now. I love you forever.
Aww.
Thank you for what you have done for me to allow for this career.
You know, Mary, you are New York's very own. That's our slogan, and you are so New York.
Queens girl, you couldn't get rid of that accent, right?
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look back at some of the biggest stories that Mary brought us over the years.
Mary started her reporting career here at PIX11 in 1983, bringing viewers important, hard-hitting stories, and even some not so hard-hitting.
When my boss sent me out on this assignment, I told him I had a chest cold. He said that was something that was going around. And the Japanese masseuse we visited told me she could make me feel a lot better quickly. She said, just leave it to the shiatsu. Ow! Ow!
She was among the first on the scene when mobster Paul Castellano was whacked outside Sparks Steakhouse in a hit orchestrated by mob boss John Gotti in 1985.
Police say the reputed king of the Gambino organized crime family took several shots in the head outside the ritzy Sparks restaurant.
Mary would go on to cover countless stories of organized crime in New York, sometimes putting herself at risk.
What'd you say to the police when they came in? Kiss my yeah! The feds say they want to break your family's control of the drug trade.
After a short time away with a competitor, Mary returned to PIX11 in 1993, where she continued to raise the bar on reporting, landing a compelling prison interview in 1994 with LIRR gunman Colin Ferguson.
Do you feel badly about what happened to those people?
Absolutely.
But you're accused of shooting them.
In '95, she covered the visit of Pope John Paul II while 6 months pregnant. The following year, the crash of TWA Flight 800.
Governor Pataki, we know you've had a very long day. We thank you for joining us tonight.
And of course, the terror attacks on the World Trade Center of September 11th, 2001, and its aftermath.
Did you think you were going to die?
Yeah, I really did.
And happy Valentine's Day from Roma.
In 2012, she traveled to the Vatican for the elevation of New York Archbishop Timothy Dolan to Cardinal.
They closed the Colosseum. Do you know that? They closed the Colosseum.
I know that. Yeah. No, just so they don't close St. Peter's.
Dear brothers and sisters.
Buonasera.
Good evening.
Returning a year later for the selection of Pope Francis.
All the evidence so far seems to indicate that this will be a very different papacy, one of simplicity and humility.
Mary has worked tirelessly to this day, in recent years highlighting the impact of opioids on the region, including just last year, exposing the prevalence of xylazine, or trank, in drug supplies, turning people into virtual zombies.
Have the doctors told you that you could lose your leg?
Yes.
And that's not enough to get you to stop?
Trying.
She is focused on helping New Yorkers get answers about their loved ones in her series, The Missing.
And I want you to come home. I miss you.
And also seeing a pivotal moment tying her years of reporting together, the arrest of a suspect in the Gilgo Beach murders.
Relatives of the victims often held vigils here and demanded they get treated with dignity. Now they've seen the face of the accused killer.
All of us here at PIX11 wish Mary the best in her retirement, a long career leaving an indelible mark on all of us and New York City.
Well put. Yep.
Mary Murphy set the standard, I think. I think that,
Sure did.
bottom line. Yeah.
You know, I just feel it's been the privilege of a lifetime to be able to tell the news in my hometown, to report the news. It was sort of a dream as a young girl. My dad was a bus driver, my mom stay at home, and to come from Queens Village and then to cover so much history has meant the world to me.
You have anchored, you've covered every major story. I mean, you also have won countless Emmys, and I have to say that, and Corey and Aaron, you can both attest to this, every single time a Mary Murphy piece airs, without fail, I will say that Mary Murphy, there will never be another one like her, and your devotion to this business and this craft is second only to your devotion to your family.
I was going to say the same thing. I mean, the fact of the matter is that when I met Mary, I said to myself,
This is
your family.
Speaking of the family.
Hello, Anthony.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Wow.
He got the bio picture
You have
up
to
there.
introduce us, Mary.
This is my one and only, my son Anthony.
Mr.
G, how's it going?
And my husband Tom, who was always very supportive of my work and understood the long hours, oftentimes at home when I'd be tracking down a story. So I appreciate that, Tom, and thank you, Anthony, for always
Mary,
understanding.
I was starting to say, when I first met her, I knew I was never going to see anything like this again. I just didn't know how long I'd be together with Mary, and I'm so thrilled that it's been such a long time.
You know, what I really have to say is that I wouldn't have lasted this long if it wasn't for the people that trusted their stories with me. And a lot of them reached out on social media, you know, once that became a big thing. And if it wasn't for their trust, I would not have been here for 40 years on the air. And so I am so thankful to all of them, to the viewers who really have been passionate about watching Channel 11, PIX11, all of you, and really kind of, I said in the newsroom, were the wind beneath my wings, you know. But my son was very understanding. When we did the series Heroin A to Z, he had just started college, such an important issue of our time, and he watched it from college. I was not expecting that. So,
All right,
thank
let's
you.
do a toast to Mary. Can we pass along?
Here, I'll take the cake, Mary, because you need the drink. I'll take this off your hands here.
Here we go.
I'll put this down.
Got it.
All right.
Mary.
Thank
Mary,
you.
definitely.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Cheers to Mary Murphy.
Thank you.
To the best.
One of a kind.
Thank you.
Mary Murphy.
Thank you.